Woo! Sorry about that, folks. Whoa! What about now? Can you hear, brother? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. For those of you who did not hear the intro, which was fire. For those of you who wondering about my expertise to speak on the Sha'Carri Richardson incident, I have over 10 years of military experience with the U.S. Army, 18 months in Iraq, and over 354 successful missions and counting with the QRF, from doing everything from counterterrorism, counterinsurgency, search and rescue, reconnaissance, direct action, which means engaging the enemy, convoy security, building and house raids, and humanitarian missions. I have over, let me see, over 20 years of experience, 15 of them with the Baltimore Police Department in uniform patrol, handling everything from noise complaints all the way up to homicides. I have made several hundred arrests in multiple different categories. So this is not something that I am unfamiliar with. let me just get off there. And also, I've also spent over years from change as a police supervisor for two different agencies, up to the commander, shift commander. Now, give me a woo in the building if you really want to know what the officer, sergeant, and commander of the goddamn law thinks about this situation. I need some audience participation. And if you feel inclined, a like is free. But if you feel inclined to donate, the Cash App's in the building. This cognac and these cigars do not pay for themselves, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. L, Dr. L, Dr. L. For right now, I'm going to put this link in the chat for Dr. L, who's our featured guest. I'll let Dr. L introduce himself. He's a good brother in blue himself. He could give you his expertise, and we could cross-reference our information. This is going to be good and educational, people. We're going to be educational. Here's the link, Dr. L. We got a special guest tonight, Dr. L. Breakdown in the building. PhD, motherfuckers. Oh, man. Everybody get your... We're going to start it off for those who are new to my channel. We're going to start it off. Everybody put your favorite drink and your favorite smoking paraphernalia in the air. Put your guns, swords, battle axes, spears, crossbows, slingshots, rocks, shanks. Put them at the door and come in peace. Woo! Gonna add the esteemed Dr. L. Dr. L, how you doing, good brother?
I'm good, brother. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, you're great. You're great.
Okay, great.
Let's give everybody a little bit about your background. Tell them who you are.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, so my name is Dr. L. That's my moniker. I have a couple of YouTube channels. Trying to build up this one here. It's called Dr. L's Breakdown, where, again, I'm going to be speaking about police issues, things along those lines. On the other channel, Dr. L's Podcast, I speak about relationships, self-improvement, particularly for Black men. I appreciate this space more than you guys can ever know. Let's see. Actually, another friend of mine, we started up a third channel talking about social issues. He's coming from a more religious background. That's called Faith and Justice. We got to have you on there one day, Charles. Faith and Justice. So he's coming from a religious background, and I'm coming from obviously the more law enforcement ideas. I was a cop in Connecticut for 24 years, retired at the rank of captain. When COVID hit, went back to school, completed a PhD in leadership with a concentration in criminal justice. I adjunct at 4 different schools, teaching criminology, criminal justice, forensic psychology, and sometimes some leadership classes. So I'm a father, author. I got 2 grown kids, no grandkids yet. I don't know what's up with my kids. I got to get on it. I joined the space because I got divorced, a couple of times, trying to figure out women, trying to figure out what's the game. Came across people like Tommy Curry and Dr. Tiasan Johnson. Came across, obviously, BGS. And I'm just happy to be in this space with you good brothers who are actually very positive, and it's been a great, great experience. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for your experience. Thank you for your damn sure. Thank you for your service. So this is
sir.
The first...
I did a. Let me just. Sorry about that. Let me just talk a little bit more about my police experience. So I was a cop in Connecticut, but I did everything. I was a field training officer. We call it CCC, our communications dispatcher. I did that. Became a supervisor after 5 years. I retired at the rank of captain, midnight shift commander. I was in internal affairs for a little bit. I did everything from investigating all these different calls, doing CPR and dead babies and babies that were dying. So I did everything that everything people see in these videos. I did them. I'm sure you did too, Charles. Did all that stuff. High speed chases, foot chases, all that kind of stuff. I did it. I lived that life, kicking in doors, going in fiery buildings, dragging people out, getting yelled at by supervisors, telling us we're not firemen. Why are we doing that? I was also a member. BGS often teases me about this, but my patients. So I was a part of a team of officers. The exact name is escaping me, but we were deemed to be a little bit more patient in dealing with people who were going through mental health crisis. So I had a lot of training and that type of thing.
In Baltimore, we call those guys best officers.
Yeah,
the behavioral intervention something or crisis team.
Yeah. We actually, that's what we call it. We call it the crisis team. We were the crisis team, and so I was one of those officers. So I had a lot of training about that. Then I did interview and interrogation techniques and did all that stuff. So yeah, that's a little bit more about my background.
Oh yeah, thank you. And right now, folks, this is the first time I think in Black Manosphere history you have a show literally with two men with literally what you would say how many years combined. I've done 10 military, almost 20 law enforcement, about 5 private sector security, and you said you have 27 yourself. How many years would you give that? You're the college guy.
Well, it's about 50 or so. I got 24. I got 24 years experience. But
so you're getting a lot of knowledge firsthand, and also parochial or collegiate level and beyond. There's probably nobody in this space that are more qualified to speak on this subject matter than us. And that's not bragging. I'm actually humbled by it. But we're going to get into this in a minute. For those of you who don't understand what the term domestic violence is anytime you have a physical assault against someone who has carnal knowledge, which means some type of sexual thing, well, if it's fellatio, or some other type of thing, even if it's John prostitute, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, side chick, side nigga, like whatever you want to call it, that's carnal knowledge. And you're assaulting them. And this is, what would you say, this started since the O.J. Simpson trial?
You mean, what do you mean?
When how a lot of the domestic violence laws took off.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, so domestic violence, man, the way I understand it was there was actually a big case in Connecticut in 89 or so. It was a big case in Connecticut, in Torrington, Connecticut, which is like 20 minutes away from me, in which this is a really good question. This is really going to break this down for a lot of people. So in that particular case, which actually went nationwide, that Torrington case, what happened was the police were constantly being called by the woman. I forget her last name, but she was constantly being called. She was constantly calling the police, and there were no domestic violence laws on the books. And it was almost, not that it was okay, but it was considered an in-house thing to deal with your woman by putting hands on her. It was really acceptable. And so she ended up, one day she called and, the cops sent her back and said, listen, go, figure it out. We can't get involved in this. So she ended up really getting hurt. I think she ended up getting partially paralyzed. The guy had whooped her so bad. And so because of that case, the city of Torrington at that time lost like $2 or $3 million, which is like 10 or 20, today. And so that really changed everything. So now, because of that case, and obviously subsequent cases around the country, when they looked at what happens with domestic violence, how many people are repeat offenders, and all that, a lot of research was done. So now, if not all 50 states have some type of mandatory arrest, and that's exactly what the officer in the video that BGS just played on the other channel, when the officer from Washington was saying, listen, it's not your boyfriend who's pressing charges, it's the state of Washington presses charges. And that's the case for, I would assume, all 50 states. I know it's here in Connecticut, but so whenever there's a domestic violence incident, whether the police are called or not, whether they view it or not, maybe they're driving by, they see two people tussling on the side of the road, or in that particular case, the TSA agents saw what was going on and they called. It's the state that is actually pressing the charges. So police officers they shall arrest. It's not up for debate. It's not up for anything else. They shall be arrested, and you have to go to court on the next available court date. That's why she had to spend the night there. That was the argument. I got to spend the night there. Right. Can I just say one more thing?
Oh, go ahead. You have the floor, good sir.
Yeah. I just wanted to answer this. Blood Boilings said, can I repeat the name of my channel where I review police videos? Almost the same thing. Dr. L's Breakdown. And that's the symbol up there. So that Dr. L's Breakdown. It's fairly new. Well, I've kind of revamped it. Only got like 300 plus subs. So you guys work on that. Sub to that channel. But if you send me some videos, I'll take a look at them. You have questions, and I'm glad that we're talking about what we're talking about tonight. I actually did something about Sha'Carri Richardson, and I don't know if we're going to talk about the DC thing, but I was actually going to make a video about the DC incident. But wherever you want to take it, Charles, is good.
Oh yeah, we're going to start with Sha'Carri, and it's kind of funny. A good buddy of mine, one of my mentors in the police department, I'm still close with. He told me some stuff because he works out with a lot of DC cops, and he told me there's a good reason why you don't have any cops. You don't have any. That's why a lot of this stuff, you like yourself, probably before you even left your department, as a captain, probably noticed that there's fewer and fewer cops than when you started. It's probably, I don't know the amount that you had. When I first started in BPD, we had 3,600. We were the 8th largest police department in America. Yeah. We dropped 1,000 officers. That's a hit.
Yeah, that's a hit. And when I started, we had 350. It was, for Connecticut, it was the 5th largest in the state of Connecticut. When I left, we were struggling to get 275. So yeah, it's really bad out here. It's really bad out here.
And I'm going to pull up the body cam, and I'm going to pull up the body cam footage and see. We're going to just talk about this and give our points of view about this, because when I see this is the trope that a lot of people go through, and she knew the tropey shit, and she's only in her 20s. And the craziness about you got a new subscriber there, sir.
Appreciate that, Blood Boy. Appreciate that. You guys got any videos? Send them to me. I'll be more than happy to talk about them. Absolutely.
Yeah. So hey, you make sure we get up this man to 1,000. Come on, folks. We got the power. There's a lot of this that goes on, and I'm pretty sure during your career you experienced it as well. A woman will call the police and be the suspect as well, because she thinks that she can go carte blanche and has immunity to anything happening to her. What would you say?
Oh yeah, man. That and everything that happened in that video is we both know that this happens all the time. Wait a minute, I called you. Wait a minute, I'm a girl. Why are you arresting me? Wait a minute, why this? Why that? We're just having an argument. Everything that B just broke down is absolutely true. Wait a minute, I called. I'm a girl. I called you. You can't do this. It's just an argument. Not that they won't say that they own you, but it's just an argument. Wait a minute, I hit him thinking it's okay. They say it all the time, and they think that it's okay. It's really, really unfortunate, and it's really unfortunate.
I'll tell you one of the most terrifying things, and this is even when I was off duty. I was with my ex-girlfriend, the one that BGS liked, the chocolate one. And we went to a party. It was a boxing event. Went to a party over somebody's house, and the ladies got talking because, a little liquor got into their system. Intoxicated tongue always tells the truth. These ladies came up with domestic violence because of Mayweather, bless you. And they were saying, so you're telling me as big and strong as you are, you would call the police on a woman? If we were together, if I hit you? I said, yes, because I know damn well if I hit you, you would attack me. And I'm just thinking to myself, women in our community think that we're just punching bags. We don't feel pain. Oh, you can take it. Stop crying. Like, there's no feelings. There are no rights that a black man has that a black woman has to adhere to. And it's scary because this is being brought down for what, generation after generation after generation. And there's going to come a time when children are not going to hold back, especially a combination of when you keep teaching kids that they're equal. And there are women who are going to get themselves hurt because of this shit. And I'm trying to teach them to prevent this. Keep your hands to yourself, please. That's not cute.
Yeah, I think that the more that they push this, there's no difference between men and women. You're going to start seeing some guys really, start to knock some chicks out, So,
Yeah.
And I don't mean to laugh about it, but this is the hole that they're digging for themselves, and they just don't understand it.
And this is what's going to come about in the future, because the feminist hasn't realized that you're affecting so many different laws into this, and so many people are going to get hurt. But go ahead, tell them a little bit more, and I'll start the video after you finish.
Tell them. Well, go ahead, start the video. We're good. I don't really have much to add to that. It's really unfortunate.
Olympic sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson was arrested at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, and the reason shocked the sports world. Surveillance cameras caught her shoving and pushing her boyfriend, fellow sprinter Christian Coleman. And now we have the exclusive body cam footage of the moment police took her into custody. You're about to see it all unfiltered.
Yeah, the sound is a little low. Can you turn it up?
Is there anything I need to?
Yeah, why don't you come talk to me over here? Come talk to me over here.
Hello, hi. So we're in a relationship. I will no longer mess with him or what he had going on. He has some stuff in his bag. I just need to get out of my bag.
Okay.
My iPad, some clothes. I can stick it out, put it in my suitcase, brought his bag back. That's pretty much it. But we have a relationship, this kind of thing going on right now. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pause it.
I brought his
Can you
bag
pause
back.
it
I
there?
took all of my belongings out. I would leave him alone.
Yeah, this is interesting because she is absolutely doing the good girl effect right here, right? You can see her, you're going to see her go back and forth, you're a coward this, but as she's talking to the man right there, she's as sweet as a dove, right? She could do no wrong. This is nothing a big deal. We're in a relationship. I just got to get this and we're going to go about our way. And then she starts to point the blame. I would no longer deal with him, right? All this type of, passive aggressive energy that's pent up. So that's exactly what's going on right here.
Oh yeah, she can't be the victim. Even though I've committed the crime, there's nothing but cameras. If you go inside of an airport, for those of you who don't know this, but it should be pretty common, about every 1 to 2 feet there's a camera, especially after 9/11 with Homeland Security mandates. So you got to realize this. And shout out to my man. Is that Harold in the building? Oh, trust me, Harold, he's former law enforcement. He used to work at the airports. And, like he said, there's no accountability up in that joint. Because he'll tell you, there's a lot of camera work in there. They will, the cameras are so good, they'll read your ID or your card. And you're doing this in front of TSA agents. This is what they call an on-view call. Nobody called. It was witnessed by either the police or the security, and they had to act accordingly. You can't have a physical assault going on in the airport, especially post 9/11. We're going to continue. You have anything else you want to add, sir?
Yeah, no, I think we'll get into it, but her I don't know if you're going to play the actual shoving and all that
type of incident. But you know, she really didn't believe that she did anything wrong. You know, people think that she was just lying. No, she psychologically truly did not believe that this was anything wrong. She really, you know, if you do play that part, it's important. And when she's doing what she's doing, and she pushing him into the pillar, she actually didn't believe that she was doing anything wrong.
Correct.
From a clinical psychological perspective, she really didn't believe that. She really thought that this is my man, and this is how it was just, she's going to say that numerous times. It's just an argument. It's just an argument. That's what she calls arguing.
Yeah. And you got to realize this is how a lot of black relationships solve their problem. I bet you psychologically she's turned on by aggressive men.
Oh, yeah. Well, probably, I would say that's probably true, but I would say she's turned on by beta men. Because she wants to be in control, right? Yeah. She's pushing this guy around. If in the context of their own home, as you know, as BGS played the lead attorney, if in the context of they're in their house and they're cooking dinner or whatever, and he does something, it would be nothing for her to put her hands on him. But if he would have decked her one time, pinned her down one time, and said, "Don't you ever," we wouldn't be in this situation. She wouldn't have been in this situation because she would have been checked. So there's something, you know, when we talk about in this space, when we talk about the matriarchal structure of black homes, this is it. This is unfortunately what we see, and they don't think they've done anything wrong. It's just Tuesday. It's just the way that we love each other and the way that we argue, putting hands on each other.
This is 150 years in the making. Can't tell you.
Have to worry about me. I have a flight coming up. For myself, like I said, I'm on the phone right now. I have all of my belongings, but you don't have to worry about me while I'm in the airport with him at all. I just have to get my belongings out. ID on you and boarding pass by chance? Yeah. Do you need my ID for what? If you don't mind me asking. A possible assault. Assault? Oh, Kristen, I assaulted you. Listen, Chris, I assaulted you. Okay.
See that immediate.
Oh, okay. Oh, one of the TSA people, because I can definitely have evidence of him assaulting me if possible. Okay, but like I said, yes, I do. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. I do have my ID. Yeah, but I would definitely leave him alone. There's nothing that I want to do with him anymore. Like I said, it was a relationship thing. I need to get my stuff out of his bag. Are you guys on the same flight? Or? We are later on in the day. Because our flight ended up getting delayed. We were supposed to be leaving around this time of day, but the flight got canceled. So the flight doesn't leave until 10 p.m.-ish. Okay. So yeah. So if you don't mind, can I step over here so I can share my ID? That's fine. Awesome. Thank you. Hi, Sissy. So you hear me, right? So this is the position that Kristen called me.
And I want you to listen to how her voice got really high pitched. Even though she has a very naturally, you know, juvenile voice, because she's not a big lady, she's a small lady. Notice how she almost became almost Caucasian like, as I hate to call it. Thank you. You know, what are that almost soccer mom voices?
Absolutely.
Notice how she's trying to diffuse the situation and reflect all the attention off of her and put it on him. And notice she said, I got evidence of him assaulting me. Not knowing in her brain, because remember, a lot of people, the first person you lie to is yourself. A lot of people don't like to admit that, but the first person you lie to is yourself. I would never do this, and while they're doing it. So she doesn't think anything wrong of her shoving and pushing this guy. And shout out to like what BGS played, you know, a few minutes ago about this guy. These two are worth millions of dollars. These two are world champions and gold medalists. They literally have body parts insured, probably by places like the Lords of London and other places. So if she injures this guy, she can really mess up the church's money. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. She definitely, as common sense says, when Valley Girl, and you know, we're taught to do that. You know, be as you know, the higher pitched your voice, the less confrontational you appear. But also notice, you know, a few frames before this, is that when the officer told her that she was being investigated for possible assault, and then she flipped. Oh, I assaulted you, Christian, right? So she turns it on and off like a water spigot, you know.
Yeah, and this gets even better.
He puts me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. Have no
Look at that
problem
aggression.
with letting you know who I am. Haven't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that. An argument, and that's pretty much it. The argument, pretty much, he's a liar. He lied about a couple things that's personally, just in a relationship. I pretty much, officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar. And that was something that I kind of just grasped, and emotionally, I'm just like, bet you do your thing, but you're asking me for things that is within my possession, and for my right, I don't have to give it to you because it's in my possession. But when it came to the point that I saw that he chose to make it more about the police and things of that nature, that shows that he made a choice. So I just want to be more professional and just come professionally and let you know, like, hey, relationship thing, have no problem,
so
and
here's the
welcome
deal,
to you
right?
guys.
It's not
I'm
illegal
not
to
hiding.
argue,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Was there any type of physical assault?
No, I didn't touch him. He didn't touch me. I will be honest.
Hit him with anything?
No, I haven't hit him with
Headphones,
anything.
nothing like that?
Not at all. He had headphones that were mine, and I just grabbed the headphones, but not physically. If you would like to ask me, you can ask him, but
Well,
I don't
my
want
partner's in
anything.
here, and I just want to get your side.
Okay,
So that's why
absolutely.
I'm
You can
asking
ask him whatever you need to ask him. But yeah, you're a coward.
Is it Sha'Carri?
Sha'Carri.
Sha'Carri.
Thank you so much,
Immediately
Sha'Carri.
turn it on and off.
What's
Yes.
your phone number for you?
Not, and like I said, I don't have a problem cooperating because, like I said, it was some
appreciate
relationship stuff. So that's why it came up.
Do you
and
give
everything.
your boarding pass by chance? Just so I can just take a photo of that. Just to
Absolutely,
document.
yes. And you can contact me whenever you need to. I'm so sorry. If you don't mind, I'm just
No, you're good.
Not my boarding pass. That is public.
So pause it right there.
Right here.
Perfect.
This is my.
So she obviously was lying, and I didn't touch him and this, that, and the other, but she didn't realize. She understood that she had to kind of get out of this situation, but she really didn't understand that putting her hands on him was something that she was wrong. It's so she's lying about I didn't put my hands on him. I'll be honest about that. You and I both know when they start saying I'll tell you the truth and I'll be honest with you, the next statement is going to be a lie. So
the biggest lie you heard.
it's going to be the biggest lie we ever heard. but she didn't. Her arguing in the way that she argued and the way that she finishes arguments is to put her hands on, and she doesn't think that's wrong. It's difficult to really unpack the psychological effects of what's going on in this situation. But yeah, so
when you have somebody who's hell bent on not being accountable, they're going to do everything in their power to be the victim. And I think fundamentally, this is who she is, because there's always an excuse. You've seen it when she was caught pop smoking weed, which might have really been a PED, but they just let her off of weed because if it was steroids, they would have probably given her a lifetime ban. But because there's so much money that's mixed up into this athlete, you're gonna have to. They gave her, some type of reprieve. And
right.
Unfortunately, this reminds me of the John Jones. Possibly one of, if not the greatest MMA fighters of all time. How can John Jones be beaten? Easy, by John Jones. How can Sha'Carri Richardson destroy her career? Easy, by Sha'Carri Richardson. And when you look into this situation and she's calling this man a coward, this is supposed to be somebody she loves. Remember the sign language? Shame, insults, guilt, that need to be right? This is on full display. This is on full display. She's insulting this guy into feeling bad. And what you're noticing is that she doesn't give a damn if the world burns. She doesn't care as long as she's unscathed, she's good.
Yeah. This is self-preservation at its finest here.
boarding pass.
So this is the one that got delayed.
So this is, I want to say my original one, and this
That's your
one.
new one.
No, this is my original one, and this is the one that got delayed. And then the new one, I think, is in my personal one. But you can take a picture, and I'll
Okay.
look for you for the new one if you don't mind.
Nah, like, call
I
them up.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Absolutely, no problem, no problem, no problem. Hey, Susie, are you on the phone with me? Okay, yeah, the officers, they're just listening, taking my side of the story. You're on the phone, everything is just going smooth as possible. I'm looking at my boarding pass right now. I don't think I have it, but they moved my flight to 10 p.m. If you don't mind. I don't think I just physically have it, but you can take a picture. I don't mind at all.
Well, probably do cool.
Alaska. Are you heading back to Florida?
Yes. No. I'm heading to Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I can probably find it this way.
Yeah, you can find it
It's
that way.
just to kind of document what's
No,
going on.
please. Please document everything.
well,
I have no problem with you documenting
It's
anything.
over.
And I'm gonna do my part. So you can do your best, document everything.
I tried to.
I would never.
I don't know what the fuck.
I would never say it. If I ever talk to him again, tell me what okay? Honest, please stop it. If I ever talk to him again, you punch me in my face. I will never, ever talk to him again. I will never do what you're doing. So hi, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right.
I'm good.
No, okay.
But I have to put down.
Did you see that? How you doing, sir? God damn, that shit was whiter than toothpaste. Oh, oh my god, she didn't even.
So that shows you that they know, who to talk to, and as has been alluded to so many times in this space, is that they just don't respect black males, don't respect black men, and they don't look at them oftentimes as authority figures. I remember that case. There was that situation, and the officer in Atlanta, and he had stopped a couple in a park at night. And the woman was talking to the officer. It was a black cop talking to him crazy, was calling him officer or Mr. Not even calling him officer, just Mr. You remember that? You remember that case, Charles?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so, so I've been in that situation, right? I'm the highest ranking officer there, and everybody else is officer and sir this and sir that. And I get there and I'm Mr. Wait a minute. And at one time I used to, the supervisors wore white shirts. I'm the one here with the white shirt on, and I'm Mr. Everybody else is officer and so nice.
Exactly.
So yeah,
it's an officer. People forget is a title, is an earned title. It's an earned title, just like you have a doctor. They earned their title, and people will call you Mister, or you think you all that. No, I'm just trying to do my job, but why are you making it difficult?
exactly.
Mister, hey, how you doing? Shorty, hey, how you doing? She sounded like she was about to bake cookies for them. God damn. Listen to this shit. Like,
Honest, please stop it. If I ever talk to him again, you punch me in my face. I will never, ever talk to him again. I will never do what you're doing. So hi, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right.
well, you saw the smile. You saw the white boy. She could have done a Colgate commercial. I mean, she could have done. I mean, God damn.
Fake it in the $3 bill, man.
I mean, God damn. I mean, that was about as phony. After track, she got a brilliant career in acting. God damn.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is the fundamental thing about it. If she would have shown this type of respect, at least to her boyfriend, while they were inside of the airport, she would be clear. She literally would be clear. And this is the funniest thing. Like you mentioned brilliantly, they know who to talk to like that and who not to.
It's really a shame. It's really a shame that we have, been degraded to this level where our own women look at us in this particular way. And no matter how much we fight to get back, no matter how many men are in the middle class, no matter how many men are making six figures, no matter how many men are in positions of authority, we're still seen as low class. I remember Dr. Thunder used to play that clips where there's one woman was saying all black men are dusty. I used to crack up every time he I don't know if he still plays it, but all black men are dusty, and this is the way they view us. It's just horrible. It's horrible.
There's no black man that does not have dust upon him. So this is what the world thinks. This is what your women think of you. And I mean, I want you to really think about it. This is really what the world thinks of you. And in full display, this whole thing, if you want to take it to an academy, or if you want to have a manosphere timeout like we currently have it now, this is textbook gynocracy. This is textbook domestic violence in the mind of a woman.
Yeah,
this is textbook.
Paul Wilson says, if she became an actress, Home Chick would be typecast as a ratchet athlete. Remember that? There was that movie by Tyler Perry, and there was Lil Bow Wow was in it, and his girlfriend in there, who baby's mother, kept saying Byron. That's exactly who she. That's exactly who she reminds me of.
Oh yeah. And it's funny because I would actually go even more so that she would be the tragic hero making it back. You know, they're gonna have to make her. She's gonna be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Siren. Like I don't know. It's like she's gonna be the new Wonder Woman. Wonder where the hell you got her from. This is the craziness about this, is because this is a case where criminal and cultural come hand in hand. She really, if there was no body cam, or this was somewhere where there was no footage, I think Homeboy would have been to jail.
At minimum, they would have took both of them. At minimum. Yeah. And that was always something that frustrated me when these cops didn't do their jobs, man. You know, this guy this guy standing over here bleeding, but I would be on scene, and the guys would be saying, other cops would be saying, well, listen, we don't take you, we'll get in trouble. Just obviously untruths. If we don't take you, we're talking to the guy. If you don't take you, she'll get in trouble. But I was just defending myself. Well, she's saying you started it. You know how it goes. Talking these guys into getting arrested just because they were men.
Because they were men. There's only one time in my career I had to take both, because you really couldn't decide who was the aggressor. So I was like, you know what? The guy had a split nose. She had marks around her neck. There's an obvious struggle. I said, well, neither one of you admitting who started it, so I have to take you both. And the craziness about it is it's the amount of violence that will go on inside of a woman's head, because women are quick. They know, even if you're not doing anything violent, if she's upset, she's grabbing a weapon.
Yeah.
And I think it was crazy because even in this, she used her headphones. The whole thing is not even. And before we finish the video, it's funny because this all started because she thought he took her wireless headphones.
Right.
That it was enough to say, I need to put my hands on this Negro.
Right. Yeah.
Watch the white teeth. Watch the smile. Boy, it looked like she just won the Olympics again, didn't it?
You punch me in my face. I will never, ever talk to him again. I will never do it to him again. Oh, hi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right.
What, you about to sign an autograph and everything?
Okay.
But I have to put that. I'm so sorry you're grabbing me right now.
Yeah, because you're under arrest.
I'm under arrest right now? Christian, are you serious right now? Okay.
Hashtag Christian, are you
I didn't assault him, though.
We have you on video.
I literally we were having an argument. I'm not resisting, so you don't have to pull harder. Christian, are you serious right now?
So, man, in Washington State, he doesn't get a say in this.
But I understand. We were arguing. But I understand it's hard.
Now, let's point this out, Doc. Imagine if it was a guy and a chick's having her nose busted open, her lips swollen, and she's saying, Sha'Carri, are you serious right now? You gonna call the cops on me? How would that look?
Yeah, I mean, men just don't get a break. We all know what it is. They're trying to do better about that, but they just don't get a break. They just don't get a break. Yeah, pay attention to the audience out there. Pay attention to what she's saying. She's saying she understands. This guy's talking. I understand, but she's not understanding. She it's not processing what's going on. It's not processing that she's done anything wrong. She keeps saying, I understand, I hear you, this, that, and the other. I understand, but I can't get bailed out tonight. Well, I understand, but he's not getting arrested. It's crazy.
You can't make this shit up. And this is funny. This is funny. And it goes to show you that there's no rights this black man has that you have to adhere to. Let me see. I'm going to read this. This might be off topic, but is it true? She goes from, I'm never talking to him again, to calling out for him to save her at the end. I mean, that's not off topic. I mean, that's typical. That's very typical. Remember, you're the superhero. You're the CompuServe. Shout out to Dr. T.S.on Johnson. You're supposed to give, the ultimate sacrifice. This is the reason why I stopped believing in the ultimate sacrifice when it comes to mating and dating. You want me to sacrifice my life, but you can't even respect me.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dr. Dunbar in the building. You can't even respect me.
Yeah.
And what's sad about that is that she literally 3 minutes ago called him a coward. But now you want that same coward, and what's the definition for coward, Doc?
Runs away.
Yeah.
Runs away from a fight, refuses to engage.
Yeah. And believe it or not, for all you non-law enforcement, listeners and audience, there's actually a charge officers can get in departments called cowardice, failure to act.
Yeah. We charged a girl with that one time. we charged a female with that one time. Yeah.
Cowardice, failure to act. And you got to realize this. Don't forget to drop those likes, folks. And if you want to donate, Cash App and a ticker, but I'll put it in the chat once again. Off-topic question: is it true that women prisoners enact mob or street retribution on female prisoners who are harmed or killed kids and like the male ones? One thing about prisons, they may be criminals, but they probably have more sense of a code of ethics than most regular people on the street. It's sad because it was criminals who came up about no women, no children. You don't attack a man when he's with his family or home. Those are old time mob, rules. Like, you didn't do that. Like, if the guy after a certain night you didn't sell drugs or you did criminal activities after certain times of night. So you get messed up if you mess with kids. We kids are the ultimate no. You don't mess with kids. I disagree. I do not think she does not understand. I think she flat out doesn't care. She's a black woman that sees herself as above a black man and above the law. This is common, man. This is you really call the police off? You gonna allow them to lock me up?
Yeah.
In many domestic violence cases, if it's witnessed, I don't need the victim's consent.
Yeah. What I was saying is that she's not processing what the officers are saying. She's moving on from that. Is it because she partially doesn't care? That's true. Partially, it's my way. I there's no holding me accountable. All that. My point is simply she's not listening and processing what they're saying. That's my point.
No. She's I won't say la la land, but she thinks that she's literally the victim.
Within 4 hours,
We were
an
arguing.
arrest will be made.
Okay, I'm not gonna resist, but I'm telling
I'm
you
just
that we
letting
was arguing. I didn't assault him. I didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that you guys are doing this to me and he's the man in this situation, I'm gonna comply.
There you go.
I'm not gonna argue with you at all.
He's the man in this
But you have me on
situation.
camera, but at the same time, what he has on camera, I have my phone, show something different. So if I need to show that, I will.
We have your cameras all around here.
Okay, but I have my phone that shows something different.
I'm just
For
letting you know what's going
Christian, thank you, Christian.
Don't talk to him right now.
Okay, I won't. Thank you so much. So are y'all gonna arrest him? I'm done on pressing charges. Okay, I'm not on pressing charges on him. So this right here, I feel like it's completely unacceptable. We had an argument as in a relationship. And y'all didn't see him put hands on me, but y'all saw me put hands on him. So okay. So am I going to jail? Who's gonna bail me out? Are you serious right now? Please. Can I please make a call to my family right now? Are you serious? Can I make a KP or a protest for me? Are you serious, Christian? Oh my gosh, right now. Oh my gosh.
Most likely Christian is not following them. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But I really doubt that he is because they're taking her probably to either their office or they most likely they're taking because I've seen some of the camera footage. She's probably going to go straight to the wagon and on to bookings. And she's probably looking back for the same guy that she probably loves the hell out of the guy. She just don't think the guy should be is not above her violence.
If I remember this correctly, they've only been together since February. So
Right.
It's obviously been volatile, pretty early, what they're 6-7 months in. And to be acting this way, putting your hands in this way, again, this shows you this is the environment, the culture she grew up in. It's completely acceptable. He's accepting it to a certain level. Yeah.
And he's Jamaican, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that.
He's like a Jamaican world champion, I think.
Oh my gosh, okay. Who will I be able to call right now? Any numbers that I know? Okay, thank you so much. So when y'all let me go, can I call and start fighting on you? If possible? But because I have me on camera, y'all arrested me, correct? And y'all didn't even listen to my side of the story. Y'all just arrested me, correct? So I don't want to hear that part of the story. Because I have proof that and if everything, okay, I'm not even a real I'm not resisting. I just feel like this is fighting me. And y'all didn't even listen to the woman.
And notice that she says she has proof. If I'm about to be arrested or there's a possibility, why didn't you pull the proof out?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's this proof? Where's your witnesses? Make it make a little bit of sensible. But nobody wants to mention that.
Out of the story, but y'all accepted that there was on video. No, I haven't had any rights read to me at all. Please don't read me my rights. I feel like, do I have to stay in jail for the night? Are you telling me that? I have to go to jail for the night? Do I have money if I can bail out tonight? Can I bail out tonight? I have to stay in jail for the night? Are you kidding me right now? I have to go to jail tonight? I'm not arguing. I'm just asking questions. Can I get out tomorrow?
Florida.
Okay. I'm just asking, yes. Can I get this? I'm in a domestic violent relationship. And y'all captured me. I can show you proof of me being in a domestic violent relationship. And he won't even come out here enough to help me. Do you have anything underneath this? No. I just have one mini on a bra. I just have a bra on.
What was that, Doc?
Yeah, I'm in a domestic violence relationship and he won't even come out to help me. I mean, you can't make this up. But again, she's not processing, she's spitballing, she's really having a hard time emotionally, mentally with what's going on here.
This is what happens when he's Caribbean. Okay. Kareem, like, don't put that shit on us. Oh man. This is sad on so many levels. I mean, it really is. Because right now, this guy, I forgot to thank people for a minute. Woo, to my buddy Harold for the $20 holler. This goes out to you, Harold. Damn it. There we go. We have fun over here, Doc, if you haven't figured this out. Shout out to Harold for the $20 holler.
By the power of Grayskull.
And for Kareem Austin.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you the All Might salute.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond. Plus.
Now that's how you serve
Wow.
justice. Yeah, that episode was fire, by the way. We love our anime and our old school cartoons here. Okay. Man, this is funny. Like you, and I want you to go in depth on how much you picked up on that. Or she's asking for the person that she's saying that she's in a domestic violence relationship to help her. Please explain to the folks the sheer stupidity of that statement.
Yeah, listen, they do it all the time. You know, they honestly don't believe when they're in these situations that they did anything wrong. This is the way we love each other. This is the way we argue. And they often look for these people. She asked the question, who's going to bail me out? Who's going to bail me out? She didn't know if he could bail him out or not. And listen, you and I both know that by the time you completed your report and did all the domestic incidences and the reporting, and we had to make phone calls and lethality assessments and all that kind of stuff. Oh, yeah. By the time we did all that, right. By the time we did all that, you know, these people are driving by you in their car on the way home, because that this is it. You know, this is how they love each other, and you know, and I want to point out here that, you know, we're kind of, this isn't a Sha'Carri Richardson as a person thing. This is the effect of a culture that we're trying to fix. Many of us are trying to fix. Some of us are trying to run away from it, becoming passport bros. And listen, I don't blame anybody for whatever they do, but the reason I try to speak to this is because I want people like this to be better, do better, and so they don't end up in these situations where they're dealing with the police and being arrested and being embarrassed and all this other, you know, because it just breeds more toxic stupidity within our community and within our relationships. And if we can fix this, if we can point out that there is cultural breakdowns, cultural problems here, then that is what we need to fix, in my estimation. How we do that, we're still working on that. You know, the exact methodology, but how we do that, how we accomplish that, because she's only 24. Think about that. She's not, you know, in her 40s. She's not in her 30s. She's 24. She has a very, as has been pointed out, very immature sounding voice. Still sounds like a teenager. You know, the press or the speeches and talks after this were not very, you know, elaborate or articulate. So she's still developing and growing. So this tells you that there's a little bit of arrested development. Tells you there's probably some cultural issues that went on in the home, and which caused her to be somewhat delayed. I don't think she's mentally handicapped or anything, but she's still got a lot of growing up to do, in short. And so we gotta fix this about our culture, whatever our education system is, our parenting system, making sure our fathers in the home, making sure our mothers are healthy and whole, and two-parent households and all the other stuff we talk about. This is the product of this, and unfortunately, this is not her. This is a high value person in these two individuals, but this happens every single day in Louisiana and Mississippi and Arkansas and Connecticut and Baltimore. It happens all the time with our people going through this type of stuff, and this is what I'm trying to fix anyway.
I think ultimately we see how the Black community as a whole, if we can be very honest with ourselves, there's a lot of things like you just mentioned, Doc. We have to have extreme accountability measures.
Yeah.
When we see this behavior, it has to be immediately shunned and corrected. It's no different than a baby who has a hitting problem or a biting problem. It has to be corrected, because things that can be forgiven when you're a toddler are not so forgiven when you're an adolescent child or a teenager or even an adult. And there's a term BGS and myself came up with a few years ago called the delayed adulthood. She's 24, 25 years old on the world stage making millions. She literally, and I mean literally, she was given the forgiveness of the world because, think about it, she was already suspended an Olympic game. And she was given another chance of redemption. And this is the difference between Black men and Black women. Black men wouldn't be given that. A Black man would have never got that redemption.
Yeah. No, it's definitely sad, and you're absolutely right. The lack of accountability, the lack of consequences, the lack of the community. Forget the police, forget the courts, forget the criminal justice system. The lack of community and their ability to hold these people accountable. It used to be the church at one time, right? We this is all things we've all talked about. The church, the church I grew up in, the women couldn't, if you were pregnant, a single mother, you couldn't be on the usher board, you couldn't sing in the choir, et cetera, et cetera. Once they started, the church in particular, started accepting that type of behavior, we throw in baby showers for unwed mothers and all that, letting them sing in the choir because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want them to go back out to the street. All it did was send a signal to the other young girls in the community, in the church, that they're going to continue this type of behavior. And that's all they did. And now look at what we've done. Look at what's happened. Of course, there's a certain level. Somebody put it, Blanco is saying, Malcolm said it best, if you can't correct a woman, don't worry about correcting the devil. Yeah, I certainly look up to Malcolm in talking about, men reclaiming their masculinity. And as long as we were emasculated, and as long as some would say still emasculated to this day, this is the lack of accountability, and they don't think that they need to look to us for authority, for leadership, for any type of consequences. And that's what we got to bring back: some type of shame, some type of consequences. I had a conversation on my channel the other day, and the ladies were talking about, no shame. It causes the nervous system to react this way. I'm like, that's the point. That is exactly the point. It's your nervous system. When shame comes, your nervous system starts reacting in whatever way it does. It's your nervous system saying, avoid this type of behavior. So avoid that type of behavior and won't be shamed. But they don't want to be shamed. They don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to feel this type of way. They want everything to be hunky-dory and live in a bubble-wrap society. But when you live in a bubble-wrap society, this is exactly the type of consequences you get, in particular for us Black folks.
Yeah, you get basically, think about this. In her fit of rage, she could have had a weapon and injured him or killed him. And she was like, I didn't do anything wrong. I thought he was going to get back up. He always gets back up.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Man, I had this case, man. And there was this woman. She, the guy broke up with her. And he was going. I think he was going down to the DC area. He was driving through my city where the girl lived at, Waterbury, and where I worked at. And he was driving through. It was him and his little brother. And he's like, "Listen, I'm just gonna stop in here. I broke up with this girl. I'm gonna pick up the rest of my stuff." He was probably in his 20s, and his little brother was like 15 or 16. So he leaves his brother in the car. He goes up to get his stuff, whatever he left in the house, trying to finalize the breakup. And she gets all mad, doesn't want to break up, goes inside to the kitchen, takes a knife, and then, stabs him in the heart, and he ends up dying. And it was just horrible. His brother was just a mess. We get there, we're performing CPR, and she had a lot of these traits and attributes. What? I just stuck him in the chest. He's gonna get up, right? He's gonna be okay, right? We're looking at this girl like, this dude is dead. and
Yeah.
it just didn't sit right. She ended up getting a little bit of time. She only got like 7 years or something like that, which I thought was crazy.
Cold-blooded murder.
Right.
Cold-blooded murder. 7. Say that again for the Negroes in the back that don't hear you.
Yeah, she got like 7 years, man. She got 7 years. And I had to go testify in that case because I was the first officer on the scene. And I'm like, what is up with this? Why would you give this girl 7 years? The guy just stopped in and wanted to break up. Now, didn't have the articulation at that time, but imagine a guy doing that, just stopping in and just stabbing a girl and shooting his girlfriend. They would have given him 20, 30 years. But life, right? Little brother in the car, he's waiting outside. Like, that was crazy. And so, just no accountability. And again, when they get light sentences like that, because they're extenuating factors, and she's a mother and she was distraught and she was, dealing with whatever, female issues she's dealing with. And, they don't have the housing facilities and all the other nonsense. Then there's a lack of accountability, but what does that do to the community? What does that do to the other young ladies in this position? It sends them the message that this is okay, And that young guy he was somebody. He was like an electrician or a plumber or something, young black dude in his 20s who was doing something with his life, dealt with the wrong chick who didn't want to break up, and he's gone. So
I mean, it's so sad because the people who need help from domestic violence never call. I want y'all to realize that the people who need help from domestic violence never calls. I want to put that in your mind for people who ask, why are shows like this important? Because a lot of you don't even understand. There's a lot of people out there who are victimized, especially men. And there are men who will never talk. Never talk.
Right. It's a good point.
And this is normal. Look at what they've done. You literally switched from getting the hell beat out of you from your mom, go to a couple of ex-girlfriends because your imprint a lot of times is your mom or a variation of her or part of her. And then you're going to date a woman who's just as abusive, if not more. You normalize it in your heart. And that's just how women act. No. Why do you think the passport bros come back, looking like first century Christians? We came in to spread the good news. Women don't act like this normally. Yeah. They come here to like evangelism, and it's sad because look at this. This is a millionaire world-class athlete who you think would have enough sense and wherewithal not to act a goddamn donkey's ass in an airport. The cloak of embarrassment should have just consumed her already. No accountability.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, Charles, because most people with good common sense don't want to argue in front of other people, right? Whether you're at a restaurant, the mall, an airport, a train station, This woman, she bumped him, pushed him, threw stuff at him a number of times in a public place. That just tells you that everything was not working as far as shame, guilt, the sense of decorum. That's what I'm saying. Culturally, I'm assuming that she doesn't have any mental issues. Culturally, it just didn't register to her that this is not the way to behave in public. I would be very, this is an excellent point to really do a deep dive into. What was her upbringing like, not only in her home, but did they fight like this in school? What type of school did she go to? What high school did she go to? Middle school? What in your head would make you think it's okay to put your hands on someone in a public place? Wild.
It's crazy because she's only 5'1". Remember that. She's only
5'1" with a 6'10" attitude.
6'10" country Negro with some Timbs on and a wife beater, smoking the finest of blunts. and think about it. This is her early childhood I'm picking up. Of course, she's African American. She was raised by her grandmother and her aunt. So there you already see there's no male role model.
Right. Important concepts.
And she literally is a prodigy of track because, she literally won the Texas 200 and 300, the 200 and the 100 in high school. And then she won like the AAU Junior Olympics. So she's a prodigy.
Yeah.
So she's getting, what is it? Her record is she's like the fourth or sixth fastest woman in history. That's not a small.
Yeah.
She's the fourth fastest American woman in history. She's the sixth fastest woman all time. That's not a small feat athletically.
Right.
There's only 5 other people in the damn terra firma that have ever outraced you.
Right.
You have these literal gifts from God. And here we go. And oh, no, did you hear her apology? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Property form?
Okay.
Not out. Yeah, I got one.
Okay. Who would I have to call to get out of jail? I just have a bro. It's not me that. Like, I don't have a bro. Who would I have to call to get out of jail? What? So I have to stay with my
checkpoint.
Can I just call anybody? Yes, once you get
On again,
So
off
would I be
again,
able to
boyfriend.
call? I'm not lying.
Interviewed him and
I don't know my car. But if you go ahead and say, hey, this is the number I need.
you want to take your cash with you?
Okay. Thank you.
You want to take your cash with you to jail?
Yes. Can I bail myself out?
You got to see a judge first.
I have to see a judge. Like, I can't even bail myself out. Can he say that I wasn't being domestic? Like, we had an argument as a relationship. Okay, I'm not resisting. I promise you. I don't have anything in my pocket. I'm just asking. If he says that I wasn't being domestic, y'all still are going to arrest me no matter what, correct?
Yes.
Y'all still going to arrest me. So I have to stay in jail overnight tonight because of him. And he's not going to come and bail me out.
I want to put your ID back in here.
Okay, I just have a question. Can I get bailed out tonight?
Not tonight.
So I have to stay in jail tonight?
See what I'm saying? This is the fifth time they've had to explain this. She's not processing.
I'm not resisting.
Yeah, she's not processing. She's not, a lot of disbelief. There may be somebody put in chat there a little bit of entitlement. I mean, growing up in high school or whatever, college, I don't know her history there, but she probably used to. Everybody knew who she was, and it's not working now. There's probably a little bit of that going on too. Yeah.
I'm not resisting. But can he tell you that we were arguing? Like, can he come in here and tell you that we were arguing? Like, does that help me at all? Are you serious?
That's all right. That's it.
Please, I have a question. Does that help at all that he come out and say we were arguing? Okay, I'm not resisting, please. Whatever you gotta do. But can he come and say that we were arguing, like we're in a relationship? We had a argument. Harry. Can he come and say that we were arguing? Like that's what I'm asking. Like we were arguing, we were never just relationship. Like I know y'all understand that. But I have to go to jail tonight. Like even if I bail out and he says that he's not even out here.
We don't have any discretion about that. The judge says we have to go to jail and we have to see.
Are you serious? Like I have work, like everything. We're in a relationship. We had an argument, and that's how y'all gonna treat me. He's not even out here. Can y'all talk to him? But I'm going to jail. Are you serious? I'm not pushing. I'm not resisting. I don't have anything on.
I know. I just have to check.
I don't have anything on. You can say everything. I'm not resisting at all. He can't come out here. Are you serious?
You guys have a chance to talk.
Are you serious, ma'am? We had an argument. I'm not resisting. Can y'all just talk to me as a person?
I am talking to you.
I was.
Now, where at this point have you seen? I'm sorry. I know you got to go soon. Where have you seen where they were abusive to her or they mistreated her?
No, they were very professional. They were very professional.
And I know you got to get out here soon, Doc. But any information you want to leave the audience?
Man, there's so much to say about this particular thing. Again, I want to focus on the culture, and I know a lot of us are passport bros, and we're saying forget the culture, but some of us still got to live here, and or still going to live here. So I really want to focus on that. And this is not about her, but this is about how the culture failed her in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Whether it's a dad not being there, the people she grew up with. There's a whole deep dive that can go into that. Second point is the cops were very professional, as we just laid out. She didn't have the wherewithal to understand you can't behave this way in public, whether she's using her privilege, whether she's a little, the elevator doesn't go all the way to the top, that's a different conversation. But I'm looking at how the culture failed her, and what we could learn and should learn is be there for our kids. Make sure that we do the best we can if you're going to be here to engage with positive people, and all that. So I appreciate you, brother, having me on. I do got to run. My kids just got here. I got to go deal with them, but I appreciate you having me on.
Oh yeah, that's more important. It's a pleasure. I hope this is not the last, but this is the start of many.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'll definitely be back. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Make sure you donate to this brother. Hit the like button on his channel. I got to run. Thank you, guys.
And when you leave out, don't forget to put your channels in the chat, please, so we can get you to that 1,000.
Okay, I'll do that right now. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your drinks in the air and all applause to Dr. L. Woo! Thank you for your service once again, good captain. It's always a pleasure. Don't be a stranger.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Salute, Captain on deck. See, this is the type of shows that I like to bring out. I may not be on as frequently as I used to be some days, but we're giving you some quality shit now. Okay? We're giving you that quality. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and definitely get my man Dr. L up to 1,000 on each one of his channels. Trust me, that's a brilliant brother there. Thank him for being the co-host of today's show. Put your drinks and your salutes in the air for the good doctor. Honorable man, 24 years of service as law enforcement. Got his PhD in criminal justice. You're going to need guys like that who have not only had the academics, but also the field work to change a lot of these policies around, not only in the criminal justice system, but also in the culture, period. And we're going to continue for a little bit more.
legit leave him alone. Like, I won't go nowhere near him, please.
We don't have that discretion on this call.
I'm asking you. I haven't done anything but argue with my boyfriend.
We have you.
I had a boyfriend. We had an argument.
I understand that. However,
I don't have a car. I had a layover. Are you serious right now? Are you dead ass right now? And I have to stay in jail overnight for this?
You have to see a judge.
I can't even bail out tonight.
Correct.
Can I at least pay for bail? I cannot bail out. Can I at least take the clothes off in the back seat, please? I'm not gonna resist y'all.
Is your name Miss Richardson?
My name is Sha'Carri Richardson.
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, I don't have anything. You can see my hat off. I don't have anything on me.
So I'm just giving you a transport vehicle.
Can you please take these off?
Unfortunately, not, ma'am.
I'm not a criminal.
I know you're not, but
I'm not a criminal. I had an argument with my boyfriend.
Can you take a seat in the car, please?
You know what? I'm not resisting y'all. I will sit in the car.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and here's Dr. L's channels. Don't forget to get them subscriptions. From a law enforcement aspect, somebody in the chat, please tell me what Sha'Carri Richardson makes her money by doing. What does she makes her money by doing? I'm sorry, but I'm a decent athlete. I'm nowhere near as good as her in a 100-yard sprint. I would have put shackles on her. She's the 6th fastest woman in history. You're not catching her. She's gonna dust you. I don't care how good of an athlete male you are. She's gonna dust your ass because she's built for running, high speed running. I would have put shackles on her because even in handcuffs, she will dust you. Okay, she will embarrass you. So yes, tactically, I would have put leg shackles on her. So.
It's crazy. Y'all not even listening to me. I do. You want me to take it off? It's not a weapon. Like, I'm not resisting. How to argue with my boyfriend? Can y'all please just listen to me as a person? It's Sha'Carri.
You have to go ahead and.
Crazy. Are you serious right now? Because I'm arguing with my boyfriend.
All of her stuff? Trespass?
You talk to him about cones.
Miss Richardson?
So
no, one thing, just one thing.
One thing.
I just want
What do
you
you
to
need me to do?
So they searched you out here, okay? Once we go to the jail facility, they're going to search you again. If there's anything that they missed, it might be considered a
I don't have
felony.
anything
I just
on
want
me
to give
but my
you the opportunity.
corset.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You got it?
I have the money to pay for everything.
No, I believe you.
I don't want to get on your nerves.
No, you're not,
I've been
right?
arrested before.
Now I'm about to put anybody want any comments? Come on the panel. What's your plea? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you disagree? Don't forget, I need everybody to go support Dr. L's channels. You know, even if you're a detractor, you don't like what I'm talking about, please make it be heard. What's up, Mr. J?
How you doing, officer?
How you feeling? So what would you like to your take with us?
I mean, it's pretty cut and dry, really, if you think about it. I mean, it's not even anything to think about. even if you're like totally unfamiliar with the situation, just by pure eye test, you can see that she was in the wrong. Because let's be totally honest, if he did anything to her, the cameras would have picked that up, and they would have busted him first before anything. So it's clear he did absolutely nothing to her. It's clear as day.
And
Am I
right now, and shout out to, this, I think that's one of the first times you had two career officers with that much training and knowledge come on a panel, which I love, because it shows the diversity of our sector of YouTube, and I think it gives a lot of perspective where a lot of these women out here, even if they're not violent women initially, I think that a lot of things culturally dictates their thinking. If my mama got away with it, I could do it.
Oh, definitely.
I don't think every woman's violent. I think that a lot of cultural things never kept them in check.
I also think that if you give them the opportunity to, they will do it. I think that's really why you're talking about why Black women are more violent than most other women. Is because we always have had the opportunity to do so. Even growing up, getting hit by, I have sisters, and like just getting hit by them, like if you say something that they don't like, you make a joke at their expense, or you say something and you're winning an argument, like the way that they'll just kind of like literally slap you on the shoulder when you're winning an argument, or you say something that they don't like that was normal for me. I had to get to a point in my life where I'm like, don't ever do that to me. I had to get to that point. I think a woman in public once, she was this random Black woman with her son, and she was like she smacked her teeth and like went to like hit me. I'm like, who, man, what the hell?
Like, I had to tell a couple of them, like, do not hit me. I will lay you the hell out.
Yeah,
treat you.
This is just in a store.
Man,
like a random lady didn't know her from Adam.
And I think that's also a thing that women need to teach their children. Like, that is not cool to go hit random men. You don't know what that man's been through. You don't know what his disposition is. He will hurt you.
Yeah. If I was a different dude, I'm laying her out, and her son was with her. Then I'd have to fight him too. Then what's the point? Like, why would you hit me? Just because what? I disagreed with you about an item that you wanted to purchase. You asked me about like, oh, what should I get? I'm like, I don't know. How it's in the store just saying stuff like, yeah, maybe that's a good idea, maybe it's not. You kind of randomly pulled my information, polled me for my opinion, then you didn't like it, and then you're gonna get quasi-violent with me for no reason. Like, what is that? Like, what is so sick about you that you think that that's an appropriate response to somebody's opinion that you don't know, that you asked for and you didn't need to ask for?
You continually come to me. If I'm not shit, let me be.
Exactly.
But you can't, because nobody else is going to give you the attention. Nobody else is going to give you the worth of self that a Black man would.
Yeah.
A lot of these women don't want to admit, but a Black man is a drug to them.
Oh yeah. We're cut directly to be the thing that they desire. Yet you treat it like dirt. I could never imagine. I've known a few addicts in my days. I've never known. I mean, you met several. Like, you would have never known a crack addict to treat some crack like it ain't shit.
No,
you would have never known a crack addict to be like, that crack ain't. Fuck that crack. You'd have never known one.
No, something that they called so destructive, they love so much.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard not to love something that you need, you crave.
Yeah,
you basically worship. And to answer your question, if she was at a mall doing the same thing, would she have gotten arrested? Yes.
Anyway.
Too many cameras, too many witnesses, and you're having a lot of these malls have police that are assigned to the malls. So it's very similar to an airport. You have a lot of people in a confined space, going to and fro, and you're hitting a man and pushing him and doing all this stuff and making a scene, yes, same thing's happening. They're not playing with people anymore. Especially what if that guy would have broke his leg when she pushed him into the stuff?
Yeah.
That would have went up to an aggravated assault because he would have been hospitalized.
And you
They
would
were
think
headed
that
to the U.S. trials.
you would think that she, being an athlete, she would be a little bit more sensitive to another athlete and not attacking him like that out in public.
But she was his boyfriend. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to deal with whatever she puts towards him. In her mind.
He's supposed to deal with her bullshit and her mental breakdowns. And fuck all that.
Yeah, and like you said, officer, what happened? Like, what happens if she ruins his career because he hits the pillar? He gets a concussion because his head snaps into that the hard surface, right? And they're going to the trials for the U.S. To make the World Championships this year, and she ruins his chances of going, just not even trying to win, just going. Period. Then what? Like you said, what is an aggravated assault charge? What does that carry? I don't know what that carries.
Like, aggravated is usually first degree assault. That could be 10 to 20 years.
10 to 20 years.
At minimum 5. Because it's gonna probably be 7 to 10, especially if he would have been getting a concussion or broke his ankle or just something because you touched him. It's very serious. As a domestic as well. Do you know when you get a domestic violence charge, your gun rights are suspended. You can't hold any federal jobs. It's a lot of stuff that's going to be restricted to you. A domestic violence charge, a conviction, is like having a felony, but even worse.
And the only thing that saved him was them cameras and the officers talking, telling the cops what they saw. And otherwise, she was testifying that he was doing that. There was no touching, which they have it on film. That she was like, no, she just openly lied to the police officers with no hesitation.
Really, once the state attorney or district attorney, I don't know which one they have in that area, it's the same. It's the same difference. If they get a hold of that body cam footage, which they do, they're going to get a hold of that. They could charge her for lying during a police investigation. They could charge her for a lot of stuff because when they were asking her questions, what happened is she openly lied, and I don't think she knows what domestic violence really is. She thinks it's just usually most women think domestic violence is when a man hit a woman and not the other way around.
Exactly.
What about her disparaging his character? Like during the middle of that investigation, is that considered anything, or is that considered part of the domestic violence?
His character, you're probably going to see more of that in a civil suit because he's also a track runner, but also a model. So you can have people like trying to come after him because of that shit.
I'm talking about her calling him a coward, and like you're weak or you're and all that stuff. I'm saying like the stuff she was saying like about him or to him, like that's not illegal in that situation.
Yeah, like it could be illegal because I would say it's more because when you look at a person's character, it's more civil.
Okay, well he's not going to sue for that.
No. And you're calling him a coward, but yet he said,
"Save me."
He stood up for you and not allowed you to openly get embarrassed.
He tried to, but she embarrassed herself.
It's just really crazy.
Absolutely.
You got to protect yourself at all times when you're dealing with these women hinge, you have to protect yourself because there's like we what we saw was they will do anything if they become unhinged. So when you're dealing with these women, any woman, and you see them start to crack, you have to protect yourself. And if it gets too crazy, you have to look at them as an enemy.
Hey, officer.
Yes, sir.
Do you see, in your professional opinion, do you see there being a rise in false accusation claims, not just necessarily being made by the people who the claims have been made against, but by the officers, like as a part of the charges brought against somebody? Like if you, in the course of your investigation, find out that this person is lying their whole face off, would you include those charges in like the charge of like if in Sha'Carri's case, like her falsely accusing him of domestic violence right in front of your face, having seen like what actually occurred? Is that considered? Do you think that's something that police will start to do, or do you see that maybe being on the rise?
I think it's very possible being on the rise because now you're going to have to, like you said, protect yourself at all times. Because one, you might have to record some of your conversations.
Mm-hmm.
If it starting to get heated, get your phone out and record. If she's going to be too scared to argue with her in public, or she's going to be so emboldened in her brain, she's going to try to hit you over the head with her purse.
Okay. I'm saying, well, do you see the police will start to do it, or will it be on the men? Do you think that the men who being falsely accused will start to do it more?
I think, well, the police done their part with the body cams, which probably saved the young man's ass. And you got to do your part with the recording these people. Okay. If I'm heated in a heated conversation, it looks and goes ugly. Look, I want you to see what everything looks like before we die. So, okay. I think seriously, it's no shit. Yeah, like my boy, you know. Oh, you're gonna see people speaking for a minute. Almost thought I had to sneeze. Well, you're gonna start seeing people recording and having heated conversations. They're gonna record or they're gonna just leave because I want you to think about this. It's gonna be a bad look if this guy hits a 5'1" Sha'Carri in a goddamn airport.
Huge.
As soon as you retaliate or want to retaliate, it's just bad. And I'm glad you said that, Howard. Look at Johnny Depp. Look at the hell he went with that.
He got cooked because she's pretty. She's a pretty white woman. He was in an infinitely worse situation. I think even worse than Christian because again he was with a very attractive white woman by American standards.
Yeah.
And so anything that he said as a quote unquote old man, he could have been crucified for.
It's right now. You gotta go back.
I mean, my wife, she bruises very easily, so I just make sure if I see anything on there that looks, look, you gotta cover that up. We don't. I mean, I'm taking no chances. I don't want to get accused of anything.
All right, officer. Another question, kind of in the same vein of the one I asked before. Will you see an uptick? Do you think there'll be an uptick in the charge of wasting police resources? Let's say in a situation where she calls the police to him to get him arrested, and then it's found out during the course of your investigation that it was her who started it.
It's gonna have to be an extreme. I don't mind it because if you're wasting resources to get somebody falsely accused and arrested, I think you should. It might be because you never know under the Trump administration what's going to be enforced. I mean, hell, they're going back to the old ways to when I went to basic and people before we went to basic. They're bringing back the aggression of basic training. So who knew? But like I said, once you read enough research, you're gonna know which way to go. The bells, what they say, to where the bell tolls, you're gonna know where to go. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, I said right now, we're in a meritocracy. We're no longer want to waste our money. So you might very well see that. Like, look, she's accusing me of this stuff. She's not being cooperative. I went out. Or I'm gonna protect myself, because when you're out and about somewhere and a lot of people don't want to hear you out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be, I think you need to start actually arresting some of these people and to make people with legitimate calls become the primary order today.
Because I guess a lot of departments don't have that money to just be spending out, getting sent out on wild goose chase DV cases. Because obviously that's a very serious charge. Like if you're gonna say somebody is, doing that, it means a lot, especially for you in that situation.
People get fired over that shit. People lose jobs over that shit. People lose kids over that. If you're saying that I'm beating your ass and we're in a relationship, that's a serious thing, man. Don't forget, get my likes up, people. Get my likes up.
Get that like button.
If you need the Cash App to donate, this is your questions. You could, if you're on the chat, ask in the chat. If you want to send a Cash App and ask a question and support the channel, let's do it. But guess what? This is one of my most educational shows in a minute, so why not support? We got AB Media in the building. What's up, AB?
Hey, what's going on, Charles? Salute to Dr. L.
Oh yeah, that was great stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah. Quite frankly, that was just a poster video for SYSBM.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 25 in the prime of her life woman who's making millions, well off, and she's pissed at you because of some wireless headphones that she can afford 10,000 times over.
Yeah, she can walk on the store and probably get them just based off her name.
Yeah, all she gotta do is sign an autograph.
And I don't know if people talk about this, but her mouth alone, man, I'm like, I can't be seen with you. You sound like a seventh grader.
She's a small woman. She's like 5'5" boy. She's my mother's height.
Sha'Carri, I thought she was taller, but okay.
My mother's height, about 5'5" boy. So she's gonna have that tiny little voice. I think that, Dr. L pointed out very quickly. I want to know what her background life was. When I looked it up on Wikipedia, she was raised by her grandmother and aunt. So
that makes sense. Yep.
She's raised by 2 generations of gynocracy. No men. So she's not raised with men. That means she's not raised with the respect of men.
And she has a history. She has a history. She was with 2 girls before she met this guy, and one girl she had a domestic with one of the girls that she was with, and so now she went back to men, I guess, or gone to men, and this guy was trying to, I guess, save her from herself, but she has she has a past, she wasn't well-to-do. She was, struggling.
I don't think you can save her, but okay.
Yeah, probably not. That's what he found out. F around and found out he can't save her.
And don't get me wrong, brother. I feel that pain. You want to save them, but they don't want to be saved.
You're right.
I feel that urge to save them. I still have it, especially if I knew them as babies. But Sometimes you have to sit back and realize, either they're gonna find their own way out, or they're not gonna find it at all.
Because even this week, me and my wife were flying, and she had a problem with her headsets, but she acted very nice and sweet and asked me about, because she borrowed mine, and I had an extra pair, and I gave it to her, and she was just sweet and nice, and everything worked out. Just have to know how to act like a human being, and give me some respect, and everything will probably work out. Being aggressive like that to a man, when you know you're a woman, you can't really do anything if he wants to fight you back. So you just kind of not using your brain.
Yeah, and given how she was talking to the officers and stuff, you said she grew up with her aunt and grandmother.
Yeah, I think her mother was on some drugs or something, and that's why she died at an early,
Yeah. She probably grew up with some heifers that hollered at her all the time. That's why they be hollering at everybody, acting all crazy.
Yeah, man, it's rough. Like you said, try to, when they have that bad upbringing, they're gonna need a lot of help to get themselves together.
Yeah.
And being an athlete, she knows she needs to be trained, and to be a wife and to be a mate, she has to be trained, and nobody probably trained her, and that's why she was messing up in the beginning.
They barely trained her to be an athlete, let alone a wife.
Correct.
But yeah, this that body cam footage is in my opinion, that body cam footage was just should come with a hashtag. BGS was right.
Yeah. I mean, you see the change up. You see how she changed up, and how she drew him underneath the bus with no hesitation. No thinking about his career and what could happen to him. And and then it was all lies. And she was just lying on the man with nonstop. And then still wanted him to come save her. After she lied to him, after she said she wanted charges on him, she still wanted him to come save her.
Yeah, it goes back to it's all Jermaine's. It goes back to it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
Yep. Even though I'm doing wrong, it's still Jermaine's fault.
Yep. But I'll talk about it Saturday.
All right. Hopefully I can be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm about to get off in a minute because I got a stream that's going to go on. Talk about the church. The black church.
I hear you. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our lovely Kareen in the building. Come on to BlairCon next year, Kareen.
I want to try. Hi, everyone. How are you doing?
Good.
I had to participate with the Sha'Carri thing. I don't like her. I never did like her. I always, from the beginning, knew she was a problem.
We can tell you don't like her because we heard that accent pop out clear as day.
Never liked her. I mean, but you know what? Forget about her. No one is extending grace to Christian Coleman. He's the one that's in a battered relationship. You could clearly tell that he's the one that's abused because his career is not as good as it was before.
The lovely Kareem, you might be the first lady I had to say that. Say that again for the niggas in the back.
Yeah, you could clearly tell that he's battered. I mean, you could tell because he's defending her. As soon as it happened, he's like, "Oh, she's a good person. She's this, she's that." This girl embarrassed you. This girl tried to set you up.
And she still
if what he needs to do is leave her alone. I'm sorry, leave her alone and go on with his life because he was doing so much better when when they weren't in a relationship. His career was better. Since he started to date her, he hasn't been doing as good as he used to. She has more accolades on her as far as track and field, but he's very good as well. He's in the elite category of track and field stars.
He's a world-class athlete.
But this year he hasn't been doing good, and clearly it's because this girl is abusing him. Clearly, is messing with his mentals. And, you know, he comes from a Christian background. He comes from a two-parent family, and she's a hood rat. We knew she's a hood rat from the beginning. Everybody loved her. Oh, poor Sha'Carri, blah, blah, blah. I was like, nah, I don't like her. She's not, I never liked her. I think she has a nasty attitude. This is just her coming on because she's getting a backlash now. This is why she put out the statement to apologize, because why she didn't apologize 2 weeks ago? This happened July 25th. Why is she just apologizing now? She could have apologized a long time ago. Just because it's coming out now, all the people's talking about it now, she's getting embarrassed. Before, a lot of women was on her side saying, oh, he was beating her up first. That's why she did that. Nope. She is the battered. She's the one that beating him up. You could clearly tell that she's the aggressor. I'm sorry. Look how she was talking in the video. Oh, yeah, why me? Why me? I'm a girl. We was in a relationship. We was just having a relationship issue, and but BS. Everybody saw how you was aggressive to him, pushing him, trying to stop him from moving. He was trying to walk away from you. Everybody saw that you took something and threw it at him. What if she hit him in the head or something, him in the eye or something with her headphones? I mean, people need to hold everybody accountable. If men could go to jail for this, she should definitely. I hope she has to pay a lot of fine for this. I don't think they're gonna let her do no real jail time because it's 4th-degree battery or whatever. But they should make her pay a lot of fine. She should go through counseling. They should really drag her to the coals like they would if it was him. Tired of her. Sorry, that's my views.
You know, and by the way, this shows you women are getting sick of women's shit.
Yeah.
You know, and this is you have a daughter, right?
Absolutely. And I tell her, don't do that. I tell her, listen, you don't want to get hit, don't hit anybody, but defend yourself. I just tell her to defend herself. But I tell her, I said, listen, don't hit people because man or woman, you can't fight a man. If the man hits you, that's it. So keep your hands to yourself. I'm not telling you to be a punk and let nobody beat you up or abuse you, but don't start nothing with nobody. Like clearly, this girl has been beating him up because look how she spazzed out. This is not a pattern with her because she's in public. She's in the freaking airport. How you don't know people's? You in the airport, you get surveillance like nothing. Why would you behave like this in the airport? So imagine how she acting in private. She must be busting his ass in private.
Yeah,
no, throwing stuff at him all the time. You clearly she's not she's a problem. I'm sorry, I don't like I don't like her, so I don't go in on her.
The island girl don't like the Texas girl.
And you know she has Jamaican ancestry, but I just don't like her because she has a nasty attitude, and I picked up from her nasty attitude from the beginning, and because I'm a track and field star, so I've been I think her grandmother or somebody's Jamaican in her family. Well, either on her father's side or her mother's side, somebody's Jamaican. But she was born and raised in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, she's a Texas drag.
Yeah, she was born in Dallas, yes. But my point is, listen, I've been following this girl for years. I've been on this is not the first time, the second or the third time we've been talking about this girl, Sha'Carri. She is a problem. We clearly rivalry with the Jamaicans, fine. I didn't like her for that because she got talent. I have to give you, she got talent. But she have a nasty attitude. She don't know how to compete. Clearly, she has issues. She needs to get some help because you spazzing out in public. You're a public figure. Yes, you're young. So what? I mean, 25 is grown enough. I'm sorry. Oh, she's young. You're a big woman. 25, you don't have enough sense to know that you're in public and you're going to be videotape. Come on. If the videotape wasn't there, she's old enough to be held accountable now. Stop giving her excuses for her. Everybody, oh, her mom, oh, she young, oh, she this, oh, she that. No, because if it was him doing that to her, everybody would have been like, oh, he's bad. Nike, get rid of his sponsorship. Oh, he needs to lose his career. If it was him, people would be going like, look at Puff Daddy now. You see how Puff Daddy was beating up Cassie in the hotel? Everybody, oh, Puffy's this, da. This should be the same thing. She is an abuser, so she should be treated like an abuser, period.
Now I'm going to ask everybody this. And to answer the question, what's the equivalent of telling women don't drop the soap? Watch out for the cucumbers.
Yeah.
Look out for woodshop. Boy, I'm going to tell you, look at Ray Rice.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect example. Ray Rice was actually the victim. whether you agree or not. Ray Rice was spit on by his now wife. I guess they went to counseling, did all their, all their thank you lords were back together because you and I
ruined his whole career.
And I want you to think about this, right? Ray Rice was never allowed to pay a down of football ever again. Why is she allowed to run? Why is she not suspended? What's going on with that, folks? Because you Kareem eloquently put it, she's been a problem.
Yes.
She's not. She's. What is she even put herself in counseling?
Apparently, I think they said she was doing some type of I don't know. She has some issues. Clearly, she's toxic. We all know she has issues. If you look the video she was off. I don't know if she's on substances. They stopped her from running. She didn't. She. I think they canceled one of her things. But Nike should drop her. Nike should drop her. She's a problem. Just like I hate the cancel culture thing, but if we're gonna be fair, if we're gonna, if this was a man, they would have dropped him from Nike. Nike would have suspended their partnership with him. So Nike should suspend their partnership with her. Sorry, that's accountability. That's real accountability because she's not gonna go to jail. She's gonna pay a fine and, like you said, anger management or whatever, and that's it. So what is gonna be her accountability?
And then on top of that, what are you teaching young men?
Mm-hmm.
To be punks. To be punks, because real talk, if it was another dude in New York, they would have knocked her down. I'm sorry, he's from the South. They so soft there.
At this point, we gotta break this cycle because I'm getting tired of it. I've seen this stuff happen in my family, and it just destroys the family structure. Here's my opinion. If a woman puts her hands on you, she's not allowed to ask for your protection at all.
If she starts and fights, because 70% of the fights, how long have I been telling y'all this shit?
Mm-hmm.
The women have been the aggressor in our community. And this aggression is bullshit.
And you saw how the media was protecting her? Yep. You saw they didn't even announce it. You know who announced it is the track and field people was announcing it when they saw she was having some issues, and then the video started to leak. And now, because this has been going on, this is like I said, if it was anybody else, or especially a man, it would have been all over the news, Channel 4, Channel 7, like local news. This would be shown.
Yes.
They barely registered until content creators started to talk about it. Social media really brought this news to the forefront, because normally she's a big enough star for the public, the mainstream media, to put this out. And they didn't. They protected her. I'm tired of them protecting her. I'm so sick of her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And remember, how old is your girl now?
14. She's gonna be 15 soon.
Ooh, I remember what she did with him. Oh, my son just turned 18. Oh, we get up there.
Yeah, we're the middle-aged folk now.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it. I like it when she was a smaller. I love the baby stage, but they got to grow up.
Yeah. No talking back then.
But yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say other than that. I mean, we all think she should be held accountable. There's no disagreement. I think everybody. There's the crazy people online, of course. That's the psychotic people that's going to defend her no matter what she do. She do have her few fans or sycophant people, but the majority of people, normal people who have common sense, don't think this is right, because the lesson it shows, like, okay, they're so like crazy in this world. They try to say, oh, everybody's the same. Oh, no gender equality and all of this. But if it's true gender equality, then she would be getting the justice like anybody a man would. But it's not no true gender equality. They lie. It's so I don't want to hear them when they come on TV and say, "Oh, you got to pay us fairly. Oh, treat us this, treat us that." But then you don't. We don't see it when it really matters and stuff that's supposed to be true gender equality. We don't see that. We see them get off all the time. What lesson is she gonna learn? You really believe she's gonna change just from this one incident?
She's gonna learn how to be a better criminal.
I mean,
You're gonna learn not to fight in the airports. That's what you're gonna take that.
no, she's not because something is wrong with her. You okay, did you see the like you and your I forgot his name was going over the video and he was saying you saw her answers. She seems like she thought she didn't do anything wrong. I mean,
really
it's delusional. Like
something is wrong with her.
They telling her we got you on film, and she's still going. She's still telling the police officers, "I didn't do anything." They saw it. They told her they saw it, and she was still trying to defend herself, like they did, like they blind, they can't see.
I would never go back near him again. Nah, she gonna hop on that dick again.
I mean, he's stupid if he takes her back. That's the problem. I hope he has a sister. Like if he was my nephew or my younger brother or anything, he needs to get his cousins to go talk to her really good. Like, listen, I know that's preaching violence. We don't believe in violence, but there's always consequences to actions, and people need to stop with this. People need to stop.
They say violence may not be the answer, but sometimes it's the solution.
Probably is he needs. I wonder if he have these sisters or cousins to go talk to her because she thinks she's so big and bad because he know that she's not gonna do nothing to her. But if it was another girl, because she said she was in a relationship before with a girl and the girl was beating her, some Jamaican girl was beating her up. Okay, she wouldn't vilify Jamaica. Jamaica didn't tell you to beat up your boyfriend in the airport, so. This girl is just a host of problem. I don't even believe that story that she was in an abusive relationship before. I think she's lying and she just wanted sympathy points. I don't believe her. I don't care. Everybody gonna be like, "Oh, poor her, poor Sha'Carri. She going through so much. She's a young girl." Whatever.
She's a young girl. She's grown.
Well, I heard Kareem's Jamaican voice and New York accent and the passion. I just had to come up.
Look, Doc.
What's going on, Panthro?
What's up, man?
Nothing much. Hey, I just want to come up and say a few things. I think this is unfortunate for them, but I think it's very, very educational for everybody else. And I think one of the things I looked at with her with this whole thing is you have a lot to lose. Okay, whatever it was, it wasn't important enough for you to lose the assets and the endorsements and the potential royalties and riches that you've built and that you stand to further amass as the years go on. But when it gets back to it, when you're dealing with a woman who is emotionally dysregulated, shout out to Dr. Shauna ATN, none of that matters. It just what matters is just winning and those feelings in the moment, and it's reckless, and it's what she did was crazy, and I hope that there's someone on his end whispering in his ear, telling him, "Bro, you don't need this type of thing." This whole partner violence thing, cycles of abuse. I'm going to be discreet because you guys know I'm discreet. I was seeing somebody one time, and she snapped out over something, and we were alone late at night together, and I remember thinking, okay, what's she about to do? Are the police going to have to come here tonight? It's almost midnight, and I think a lesson to the young men here, and even to the older G's, is you got to take a look and see what you have to lose, and think about that before getting entangled with somebody. I mean, and she she's not somebody I would get entangled with. I mean, the nails, all the tattoos, just the image, just all the drama.
Yeah.
But he has a lot to lose himself here by getting involved with her. I don't know why. He seems pretty clean cut. He seems pretty straight on the straight path. And I don't know why. I mean, he would get involved with somebody like her other than her star power. But I hope there's somebody on his end whispering in his ear telling him, all right, bro, this is the point at which is the point at which you need to kind of part ways with her.
Yeah.
He loves her. I mean, they've been teammates, they've been friends for a while. I think he loves her because he was defending her, but he should leave her alone. She's not her. Just this is years. This is not like just one incident. Like I said, I've been watching this girl for years. I mean, just how she is. She's not a good. You know how athletes are trained to lose a certain way. They're supposed to comport themselves a certain way. She from the beginning don't have that. So, and I don't know why she don't have that, because she has a team around her. She have resources to get herself help if she needs help. This is not a crackhead on the street or a girl from Jamaica Avenue that don't have resources. This is a woman who have resources to get herself together if she has emotional problems, to get good therapy, good medication if she needs. She choosing to be like this. And nobody should feel sorry for her anymore. She already have the sympathy of everybody already. The people need to give her real life and real consequences. You can't behave like this in public. You can't assault people in public, because you have fans looking up to you too. You have young girls and people looking up to you. You are a role model, regardless if you like it or not. And these are not the people families want their kids to look up to. Okay? Sorry, that's just life. So they need to. Nike gotta part ways with her. Sorry, she's just bad for the brand.
I agree with that, and I Karina, I was just thinking, I could see. I think FloJo had long nails too, right? She had long multicolored nails, but Sha'Carri is just next level ratchet.
Yeah. She's trying to be FloJo. She could never. She can't. The thing about her is they're trying to beat FloJo record. FloJo have a record since 1988, and none of these chicks, none of them can beat her record, because first of all, it's not only talent. You need to have the it factor. Now, she does have the it factor in, like, people want to see her, and she does have a star power, but she don't have that grit. And you need that grit to be like what FloJo, to beat FloJo record, because I don't think nobody gonna beat it for, I don't know. I don't think nobody gonna beat her record, but she's trying to be like FloJo. FloJo had the long nails, but FloJo was classy. She was beautiful. This girl is just whatever. I don't even want to talk about her looks, but she's not FloJo at all.
FloJo was Felicia Rashad of athletics.
Yeah.
Okay.
FloJo had a little class. She had a little class to her. This girl doesn't have the class that FloJo has.
She doesn't have grace. And see, this is the problem with athletics. You don't have people with grace. And when you come from these broken ass homes, you lose a bit of that. You lose a bit of that grace. And
yeah, I agree with that. FloJo had a certain amount of class and femininity and polish, and Sha'Carri is just, you guys know what she is.
She's all over the place. That's what Sha'Carri. She's just doing everything and not everything right.
No decorum, no nothing. And it's just like if in the black community, there are supposed to be levels of class, social, economic, and also what's the word I'm looking for? I guess I'll use social, period. If somebody like Dr. Dunbar comes out with his pants sagging out, which he won't, He's a stylish guy. It's going to look unbecoming of his title, and an earned title, like we talked about earlier. If I come out there talking about officer or sergeant, and you see me stealing money from a register, that's unbecoming of my title. You're a world champion. You're a sports figure. Be somebody that we want to invest our money into. We already have an image problem in the black community. Why further the divide? It fucks with me so, I tell you that much.
Yeah, and just seeing her question why she was being detained, why she was being handcuffed, it was kind of sickening to watch. And I'm in a domestic. What you say? I had a domestic.
I'm in a domestic violence relationship, and he can't. He's not helping me.
Yeah.
But clearly something is wrong with her if she's saying she's asking him to help her after she was beating him up.
Well, and also when she was detained, she was yelling over at him. I'm not messing with you no more. I ain't dealing with you no more. And it's like, why would he at that point? Why would he come help you?
No, but he probably always helps. He's been defending her for a long time. He's always helping her. That's the problem. She's used to people helping her. She's not a type of person who knows how to take accountability. Every time she do mess up, somebody swoops in and help her. And that's the problem with her. I mean, the one time she got that little accountability when she wasn't able to compete in the Olympics, okay, that was bad, but everybody rallied around her. She still got publicity. She's got more famous off of that. You understand what I'm saying? So she doesn't know what it's like to be really real accountability. I haven't seen her being held accountable for anything. When she talked to people nasty, she was supposed to show up after the girl she lost the Olympic gold medal, right? This is one of the things that I just cemented why I don't like her ass. Excuse my language. She won a girl from St. Lucia. I think she's from St. Lucia. I forgot what country she's from. A Caribbean country. She won the gold medal. Everyone goes and shows up and gives their, a talk. Oh, this was a good da-da-da. She ain't show up. She ain't show up. She does these things like her character this is a character issue with her. And everybody keeps saying, oh, making excuses for her and not acknowledging her character. Her character, she doesn't know how to behave like a proper girl of her stature, a world champion, elite athlete. She don't know how to behave. And I'm sure, like I said, she has people around her, coaches, all these type of people to help her to behave herself, to give her some lessons to be in the public. I'm sure she have PR people, all of this. Why can't this girl learn how to be better, behave herself? She has help.
Let me tell you why. Well, number one, shout out to St. Lucia. You do know that was St. Lucia's first gold medal ever in any sport. You're supposed to be gracious in victory and humble and gracious in defeat. And this is the American sentiment of the current culture. When I see her run, it looks like Sexy Red in track. So when you idolize these rude, crude women and you find nothing wrong with your behavior, this is a guy you're supposed to be loving on. I bet you 9 times out of 10, they were bumping and grinding probably a few hours ago. Not to be so vulgar, but they were probably bumping and grinding and getting it on just a few hours ago. Was that quick? Boom. Do I think she loves him? Sure, I think she loves him. And people be like, she'll really love. Yes, when you're in the black culture, she really loves him. You know why? Because we have a warped sense of love in our community. That if this person doesn't hit me or blows up or throws shit around the house, they really don't love me. They really don't love me.
Well, Charles, I mean, you were in law enforcement a number of years and paid your dues. You wonder, was it really headphones that provoked that? Was it something else? Was it just the fact that he borrowed your headphones? I mean, she was going pretty hard in the paint there.
I think it was many things because in our community, people get very volcanic. People get very volcanic. And I think that we don't see how all this stuff builds up. And instead of letting this become something of a well wish, and instead of actually taking heed and saying, you know what, we don't need to blow this up, we need to go get some counseling. She just all she know and all she learned was how to explode.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all.
So I think one of the take-home messages here, I mean, in addition to loving yourself, only being around people who, and it's hard, who love you and who care about you and who won't destroy you, but you know, you got to choose wisely based upon where you're trying to go. And I don't know what it is about her background. I don't know enough about her, but she displayed that she can't see the bigger picture. It's kind of like a Michelle Obama thing. What's the bigger picture here? If I blow this guy up, if I make fun of him, if I abuse him in front of everybody, what's the bigger picture for him, for me, for us? I don't think she clearly wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
she's selfish. She's a selfish person. You could clearly tell she's selfish. I mean, when I, like I said, okay, let me stop beating up on her. Let me talk like for real people. Okay, I think Coleman Christian should like I said, his career has been in jeopardy because of dating her.
Stifled. Yeah.
Yeah, so he needs to leave her alone and get back to doing his best, because it's going to be hard because they're teammates also. They're in the same racing group or whatever. So I don't know, the people around them, if they need to hire better, competent people to manage them, because this shouldn't have gone so bad. As soon as it happened, a statement should have went out. Apology. We waiting so long for apology. She should be in counseling. Nobody's saying nothing about her being in counseling. So, like I said, they don't have. I don't know what's going on with their families or the people around them, but clearly they don't have good people. Because this is something that's been going on for a while. You could tell the way she treats him, that she's been beating him up and being abusive to him. And I'm sure other people saw this. So what are they doing? They're not helping him and helping her so they could be, come on, you see these two young people behaving like that. I'm sure these people should. I'm not blaming other people. I'm just saying, obviously, this is not something that's a one-time thing. Clearly you could tell that she's very violent with him. So she's comfortable with doing this. Who spaz out and act like that in a airport if this is not something you always do? You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on, Kareem. You bring up a very good point, and I talked to my mother about this quite a bit. You are part of your success is going to be dictated by those around you, particularly the elders, those who supposedly have more wisdom. And if they're not gaming you up and telling you, okay, look, dude, she's bad for your career, she's bad for your brand, then they have failed in some regard as well. They failed him. Charles is a father, Kareem, you're a mother. I'm sure there are certain basic things, certain important things that you all game your son and your daughter up about. So I think on that vein, yeah, I think his people, either he didn't listen, if they told him, and if they didn't tell him, then they failed him in that regard, in my opinion. The other thing I'll say is that watching her crash out with those police, is that when you go to counseling, Charles, you've probably shown up for domestic disputes, and you've heard like both sides of the story. One of the most scary things you could do is go to couples counseling, because while it's supposed to help, and you're supposed to be there to get clarity on how to make the relationship stronger, your partner, and I've experienced this, can turn on you to the counselor, or in this instance to the police, and they could say, even though she was on camera, okay, she had enough chutzpah to say, no, I didn't do it. I didn't do anything wrong. It was him. And that's something else that very much stood out to me watching that. It's I mean, how does somebody in their right mind do something like that?
I mean, you gotta realize this is that one of the most dangerous calls that me and Dr. L failed to mention. One of the most dangerous calls you'll ever have is domestic violence, because even the victim, if you're arresting the assailant or suspect, they'll turn on you because they still love that suspect, and that's why it's mandatory to have multiple officers go to that call. And if all you people, young people, want to be in law enforcement, never let your suspect get in the kitchen. And if they are in the kitchen, get them the fuck out there immediately and try to block their pathway to knives, all kinds of shit. You look at this behavior, and it's very simple because you're trained to take it. In the world we live in now, love is pain and love is hard. Love shouldn't be hard. Lust takes, love gives. And it's a foreign concept for a lot of people because we're supposed to be ever forgiving, but we should make sure everybody forgive us for our transgressions, but we don't forgive others for those, because if it was the other way around, she will be rebuking him like it's an exorcism.
Listen, she has no respect for this guy. No respect for him. She's calling him a coward, F you, and all of this. Like, you already in problems. Shut your mouth. Like, that's what I'm saying. Just go get arrested, say the thing, shut your mouth, and call your lawyer and handle it. Why you, help me. Oh, Christian, how could you do this to me? What did he do? You did something wrong and the police saw and you getting arrested. He didn't do nothing. Why are you blaming him? See, I'm just saying, something is wrong with her. She's blaming him for everything that she's calling him. Something is clearly wrong with this girl, and she needs to get help, because if they go back together, this is going to happen again, and it might get worse. Because he might spaz out and can't take it anymore, and something might happen to her. So if I were him and her, I would not get back together until, if they truly love each other, maybe if they get the healing you said that they need, or I don't know. I wouldn't go back with her. She needs to leave this girl alone and let her get her therapy.
Well, Kareem, my phone's almost at zero. Whoa, my phone's almost at zero. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'll probably drop soon. But I think the other thing about this is that it shows a cycle of abuse. And you kind of have to be inside of it to understand it. But it's so easy when you're with someone and you love them, you think you love them, and you think they love you, to fall into a cycle of abuse where you're going back, and even after a major crash out like this, the other person knows what to say to you to lull you back to sleep and to get you to come back. I was raised to be a nice guy, so I know what that's like to get into a cycle of abuse. But yeah, again, depending upon who is in Christian's corner, he may be a prime target to fall back into something like that with her over and over again. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but then you could only take so much. You know what I mean? Like this is why Charles could tell you. This is why these always somebody eventually, when it's true abuse, we're not talking about these fake people, but when it's true abuse, somebody end up get hurt because after a while people get tired of it, tired of the abuse. You know, she may be spaz out one day, throw something at him, or hurt him really, truly, give him a real, hurt him truly. So they don't need to be together. It's toxic. She needs to get her help because we all clearly could see that this girl is not there. She's not balanced. Or she don't know how to balance her or manage her emotions, like you guys say. She don't know how to manage her emotions. So she needs to do the work, like she said she gonna do the work, and leave this guy alone and train. Hopefully she could be ready for 2028. But I don't know. I don't think she's gonna be ready for the next Olympics.
Hopefully, because she's got to get a couple these world teams going on. So I know this has been a good session today. So any last words? We'll start with the lady of the night. No, not that type of lady of the night. But
No, this was a great discussion. Thank you for bringing the other guy on. I forgot his name.
Dr. L.
Yeah, he was very good. Yeah, Dr. L. He was good. And men, don't take this. If you're in a situation like this, leave. Try to get help. There's help available for everybody. So try to get your help and leave the situation because it's not a good situation to be in. And yeah, that's it. Have a great night, everyone.
So hashtag Kareem the Blurcon.
Yeah. Oh, before you get off real quick. Oh, I had meant to tell you, I had to text you because we need to speak about the He-Man movie for next year. It's coming out next year, right?
Yeah, I'll put my number in the back chat.
Yeah. We got to talk about getting together for that. We should do like a meetup or something for that. For all your
meet and
fans.
drink. Got to do a
meet and
drink.
drink. Yeah, something fun. All right.
Fun. Shut up,
Good
Dr.
night.
Dunbar.
All right. I'll be there.
So shut up, Dr. Dunbar. Somebody gotta get my shut ups. BGS ain't here.
All right. Hey, I got 7% left. So let me be quick. So yeah, I think I just got a new book in the mail. Shout out to the Balloon Pop Show. I'm the type of guy who will read books on vacation, and I guess I give off author vibes. But
and don't forget to promote your books.
yeah, I just wrote one myself. But this new book, it basically talks about for men how to be mindful of getting yourself in unhealthy entanglements. So Peanut is fortunate to have a father like you, Charles, gaming him up, telling him what to look for, telling him what not to do. He's gonna have to make some of his own mistakes. That's a part of life. But I think this is a good, with Sha'Carri and with Christian, I think this is a good character study on, if you have something going for yourself, if you're building something, who's around you? Who are you going to let around you? And are they going to endanger what it is you're trying to build and what you're trying to do? And if in fact this violence, this domestic abuse is going on behind the scenes, then I can certainly see that impacting his performance in a track and field. So I could absolutely see that. How could it not?
Oh yeah.
So I'll stop there.
Thank you once again, Tigra. And for everybody else, thank you for making this a great show. Big numbers. Keep your hands to yourselves. Love and respect everybody else. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Follow the law. If you feel as though that you got to put your hands on somebody because they angered you that much and it's not self-defense, either get counseling or just leave. Everybody needs to be respectful and have a good rebuttal with themselves. So, till then, we are out.